Sumo deadlift. Two general points here. We're going to look at this from a few different angles. The first is that every rep should look like the first. Take the name of the exercise literally, dead lift. It is a lift from a dead stop on the ground. Do not bounce the bar off the ground. Do not employ any kind of rebound off the ground. Certainly do not change direction mid-air. Every rep has to be pulled from the floor from a dead stop. Also, the starting height of the bar is critical. It should be at about 8.5 inches off the ground, which is the height where it sits if you've got 45-pound plates on there. So if your gym does not have bumper plates and you're not quite ready to lift 135 pounds, you may have 25s on the end of the bar, it's going to be a deficit. So the bar is going to sit lower, so your hips are going to have to get lower, your spinal structure and integrity may get compromised a little bit. So find a way to elevate the bar a little bit, put those plates under something just to bring them up a few inches. From the side here, you can see the spinal alignment. You're dropping the hips down nice and low, keeping a nice flat back. Notice I'm not hyperextending at the hips. You'll see a lot of people who at the top of the reps, they'll push their hips forward, bring their shoulders way back. The only thing that does is increase your risk of lower back injury. It does not do anything productive. Just come up nice and tall, get as tall as you possibly can, and then control the weight back down. Moving to the front view here, you can see how I adjust my grip and how it looks relative to foot positioning. So I'm going relatively wide. I could go a little wider, but this is good. This gives me a nice stretch in the adductors, helps me engage the hamstrings and the glutes coming up. I put my thumbs just at the end of that knurled section of the bar in the middle, and then go with a double overhand grip here. You'll see a lot of people employ a matched grip or a mixed grip where they go one hand underhand, one hand overhand. I'm not a fan of that. Use some lifting straps if you have to, but stick with double overhand for sure. Again, getting the hips nice and low, pulling with everything. So engage the quads, engage the glutes, hamstrings, lower back, upper back, traps, shoulders, everything, and control that negative as well.